Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now February 8th of 2022, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2 and The Bad Batch, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have really been looking forward to what's going to come at the very end of the Book of Boba Fett Season 1, because Disney and Lucasfilm are already negotiating on a Season 2, depending on the fan reception on the season finale, of course. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So the thing that's even all the more exciting right now is that, yes, we are very close until Chapter 7 drops on Disney+, just some hours away, by the way, until we are finally able to witness exactly how Jon and Dave Filoni bring an end to this series, and how well Robert Rodriguez is going to handle this one by directing. I know some fans out there are very worried about that because, let's face it, at least in my opinion also, the Robert Rodriguez directed episodes, I believe, were the weaker points of the series. Meanwhile, the rest, I think, were the higher points, especially the last couple of episodes. Now, on top of all of this, alright, one thing that a lot of fans have been very surprised over is with the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6 and the entire Luke Skywalker scene where he is training with Grogu, Ahsoka Tano is watching over, she meets with Din Djarin, we get to witness the beginning stages of Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy. I mean, there's so much thrown in there, and Jon and Dave are really allowing the fans to really kind of witness the infancy of Luke Skywalker's Jedi Order, and that to me I think is a very respectful thing to do, to kind of give the fans that first look at that. Now, on top of all of this, alright, what's even all the more intriguing has everything to do with what Disney CEO Bob Chapek recently did that a lot of fans may disagree with. Some fans actually might like this. It all depends on your perception of how Luke Skywalker is to be used in the Mandoverse. So, with the revolutionary technology making its way into the Ahsoka Tano series and The Mandalorian Season 4 that will not only put a budget on those shows, but also will provide a better experience for the audience, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are hard at work on developing the new Star Wars shows that will be unveiled at Star Wars Celebration, where it's noted, however, that recently Disney CEO Bob Chapek made a very big decision for The Mandalorian Season 3 and even the Ahsoka Tano series at the request of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for the future of Star Wars using Luke Skywalker. Now, initially, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were pushing to use actor Sebastian Stan to portray a live version of Luke Skywalker in the new TV shows that would allow Disney to save money on using the expensive CGI and deepfake technology, as well as what they have in stock. Now, this was an ongoing conversation for days, and just recently both Jon and Dave had convinced Bob Chapek to completely end the concept of using Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker, at least for The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4, and even the Ahsoka Tano series. Now, this is said to also involve Season 4, like I say, so far, as of course now the only thing that Sebastian Stan is being considered for is the young Luke Skywalker TV show, currently dubbed simply as Star Wars Jedi Knight. Now, Star Wars Jedi Knight, in case you guys did not know, it is going to be teased at Star Wars Celebration this year, which, by the way, takes place in May. We are going to be learning a lot more about that and a lot of other shows, such as the animated Darth Maul TV series that's going to show us the rise of Crimson Dawn and everything related to that. So, I mean, there's a lot of things coming our way besides of what we are getting this year and next year. So essentially, Celebration this year is meant to set up of what's to come in 2024 and beyond. Now, past all of this, alright, both Jon and Dave want to make sure that they can also perfect Luke Skywalker's voice for the upcoming shows like Mando and Ahsoka. They are going to be using updated technology to emulate Mark Hamill's voice in the new shows that will sound even better than the new installments. So, one thing that I do want to mention here is that I loved the way that they used Luke Skywalker in Mando Season 3, should I say Mando Season 2, but it was an even better and superior, I think, improvement when you go ahead and look at the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6 in comparison to Mandalorian Season 2. The only thing that I felt was out of place at times, and I'm talking about little tiny bits and pieces here, is that there were moments where Luke Skywalker's voice kind of sounded like it was out of a video game cutscene, or maybe a little flat, a little too monotone at times. But I think that, you know, there were other times where it was great. It really sounded like Mark Hamill was actually there. And the reason behind all of this is because, well, the voices are actually artificial. I don't know if you guys knew this, but they use a software, a synthesizer per se, to create these voices of young Mark Hamill. They take a lot of samples of his voices from other movies, mostly the Star Wars films, and they kind of create an entire system that picks up on that and emulates his voice. So, yes, there were moments, I don't know about you guys, but there were moments where the spacing between words seemed a little too predictable. There were specific key moments where maybe words felt flat. I just felt like that there were little moments here and there that Luke Skywalker's voice did not sound authentic. Not that it was necessarily bad, it just sounded a little off is all I'm saying. So there is improvement to be made with the voice. So far they got the CG done pretty damn right. The only thing that may need some improvement is the mouth at times. If you guys look very, very closely at the mouth, sometimes it's out of sync with the voice, so that's another little tiny thing that they're going to have to tweak there. But I digress. So initially, Sebastian Stan was supposed to be recast as Luke toward the tail end of Mando Season 3 by mixing him in with the CG version that shows in the beginning. Now, the Ahsoka show was going to feature Stan all the way through, all of which has now been cancelled by Chapek. John and Dave realize that some fans may be upset, but they are really eager to use Luke as a great testing ability to see how they can be forced to perfect this technology under a certain type of pressure to make things right for fans. So far, there has been a massive improvement compared to Mando Season 2, and it's said to only get better for Mando Season 3, Ahsoka, and Mando Season 4, before they move on to the Young Luke series, which they do plan to use Sebastian Stan in that. Now, Chapek was actually excited to use Stan in the new shows, however understands that John and Dave's stance on all of this, and how they want to keep pushing with the technology, not just for Luke, but to also change cinema forever. It's giving them a chance to become figures of cinematic history, and marking down their legacy. And you know what? It is. I mean, when you look at everything related to what we are able to do right now. I mean, what they just did with Luke Skywalker in Chapter 6 of Mando, it goes to show you that if they really wanted to, any other production company out there, here's a little example. They can make a young Elvis movie if they really wanted to. They could do something crazy like that. That's where the technology is going, where you can bring younger characters back into the equation, or you can bring deceased actors and or actresses back to life. I mean, you can do so many different things with the technology, and as Jon Favreau stated in that Mandalorian Season 2 finale special on Disney Plus Gallery, I don't know if you guys watched it, but there is a side to this where it can be used in a wrong way. I won't get into that, but there are ways that it can be used in a very terrible way that they are aware of, but they want to focus on the good and the fun of how they can use this in cinema. So, like I said, guys, I mean, I think that John and Dave have their head on straight. They know what they're doing. Did they make the right call? Did they make the wrong call? That's all up to each and every person, because there's really no right or wrong answer here. It's all dependent on what the CG is going to look like this time around in Mando Season 3, Ahsoka, and Season 4. And if it's going to be very much an improvement, I honestly think that they might have made the right choice to replace, using Sebastian Stan as Luke in those shows. But they do still plan to use him in the Young Luke series. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.